Oh, my heart is a very good evening to you. It's just me, Scottie McClue, and we are, of course, live on the big one. Welcome, welcome, I say, to our Saturday evening. Nothing gets past me. 1 hour of superb, scintillating information, education, and entertainment for not just one nation, but for all nations. Hello, Kareem. How are you tonight? Dinky-Doo. The wonderful Lee Banduni has just joined us. Fantastic, lovely to have you with us, Lee, and I hope all is well with you. Tremendous stuff. Now, we'll open the lines just in a minute or two and find out what's happening with you. Shaz has just joined us. We like that. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. Hashtag FLOATI, all uppercase. First Lord of the Internet, Scottie McClue, with you saying Dinky-Doo. Hi, Scottie and Susan and everyone. Hello. So there we are. Lovely to have you with us, Kareem. I shall just say a quick hello, of course. This is a little bit high. I'll just move that down slightly for you. There you are, so that you're not getting the old light in the face, as they say. Tremendous stuff. Thank you for sharing the live, Kareem. We've told everybody, so people should be joining us very, very soon. Lee, thank you for your kindness. Lee is sending me Santa, and Santa's, in actual fact, is sending me a fortune in Santa's. Lee, I thank you so much. So very kind of you. You've just got the #1 gifter badge to Scottie McClue live on TikTok and YouTube. Excellent. Hi, Scottie. Hi, Susan. Scottie and Kareem. Susan's just joined us live on the YouTube. Tremendous stuff. I don't know what state the World Cup is in, but we've told lots of people, and we've done lots of new videos for you, both on TikTok and YouTube, and they're uploaded for your education, edification, enjoyment, and delight. Get sharing as soon as you possibly can. Now, tonight, I thought we would talk about the state of things. Are you ready for Christmas? Lee, you are being so generous and so kind. It really is absolutely incredible. Lee has sent me 150 Santas on TikTok. Malcolm III got defeated at the Battle of Bosworth. I think you're correct there, Brad, if I remember right. Malcolm II, the Queen's father, George VI, was a direct descendant of Malcolm II. Oh, my goodness, look at this. Oh, Negan. How lovely to have you with us. Oh, my goodness me. Hi, Scottie, says the wonderful Neil O'Gormley. Neil, I hope you're doing well. Lee, what are you doing? Lee sent me over 200. He's now gone well into the 200s. Oh, me. Spoke to you in 1997 on Hallam FM, Dinky-Doo Max. We loved Hallam FM. What a quality radio station. I must be one of the luckiest people in the world. There we are. I'm okay. Kareem, just had frozen pipes since Monday, says Susan. It has been an absolute freezer. Have you all survived the weather? Lee, what are you doing? Lee has gone up to the 300s now. I don't know what to say except thank you. He sent 542 Santa's elves. 542, and he's still going. He sent another 58. So what does that make? 500, 600 elves. Oh, my goodness, for elf and safety. We love it. Hello, Scottie. Have you had your cold weather payment yet? Mr. Martin. Do you know, it actually popped in the other day. I wonder what it was. I thought it must be a mistake. But it says in little tiny writing, winter payment, I think, or weather payment, or something like that. Boil the kettle. Thank you. Yes. Hello, Scottie. Chris and Nose. Chris and Nose. Fantastic. Big love, Scottie, from Blackpool. Still remember the Red Rose Radio days. They were the best days. Betty Joe. Fantastic. Yes, Blackpool. 38. They were excellent days. Lee, what are you doing? Lee must have sent me 1,000 Santa's elves. Oh, my goodness me. So there we are. Codeway, I think you need to grow up. You need to grow up, son, or you're on the wrong thing. You're on the long road round. Dinky-Doo, Scottie, we shout out for Big Tommy and Madeline. Tommy, of course. Absolutely. Excalibur, Dinky-Doo. Hello, Scottie. How are you tonight? Pitlochry is full of snow at the butcher's. Davy, you'll be doing an absolute winner on beef olives, and I had the black pudding today. Very nice. And I also had beef chipolatos. And what I did with you might be cross with me, Davy, but I actually gave them a wee bit of a boiling first. Lee, what are you doing? Guys, can you see what Lee's doing here? He's sending me thousands. Empire biscuits or Jammy Dodgers, both. I like a wee Empire biscuit. Yes, there we are. Now, what have we got here? Weather to get warmer. Monday will be 10 degrees. Well, Kareem, thank goodness, because yesterday morning was just dangerous. The rain had come down on top of the ice. Hi from Macy from Pitlochry. We love Pitlochry. Right up the main street. Yes, indeed. Up to the Fishers and the Scotlands. Oh, terrific. Up to Knockandarach. There we go. And up to Lower Oakfield and Higher Oakfield. You could talk for Scotland, says Peter Pan. Thank you, Peter. So could you. That's my daughter. Right, Davy. I've got you now. Fantastic. And so what have we got here? Greetings from the Kingdom of Fife. Please make my sister's night. It would make her really happy if you said hello. Ella, I will say hello to your sister. Greetings from the Kingdom of Fife, Ken. Let's do places in Fife, Ken. Kelty, Ken. Methil, Ken. Kirkcaldy, Ken. Wormet, Ken. Glenrothes, Ken. London Links, Ken. Ainster, Ken. Ely, Ken. Far else. Cardenden, Ken. Fair else. St Andrews, Ken. That's it. Fairabouts. Fair else. Come on. Places in Fife, Ken. Long Arnett, Ken. There we are. Yes, indeed. Dalgety Bay, Ken. Gorris, Ken. Fantastic. Can't get beef olives in Bournemouth. I really miss them. Oh, Neil. A Saturday night with the spiced ham and the beef olive. Come on, come on, come on. Or pie, beans and chips. There we are, Dinky-Doo. That's my daughter, Scotty, says Davy. Fantastic. Yes, we stand Pitlochry, don't we? Absolutely, Macy. We love it. You've got the worst Scottish accent I've heard. Well, Greg, I don't really have an accent, but I'm afraid that's the way I speak. Most people say I've got the best Scottish accent, but we'll see. So there, maybe you haven't heard any Scottish accents. Leaving, Ken, leaving. That's it. Ken Ross, Ken. Fantastic. Scotty, do you stay in Pitlochry? I don't, Macy, but I know it very, very well. I used to stay in Lower Oakfield, and absolutely loved that. Tremendous stuff. So there you have it, you see. And up the top, of course, to the Moulin. Fantastic. Dollar, is $5. Dollar the Hill Foots. That's not actually Fife, is it? I'm just want to get Furdell, Fife, Ken. There we are. Yes, I can. We can, Bobby. No funny, Ken. So there we are. Okay. Hello, good morning from the Philippines. Do you support the Hibs, Scotty? Well, I think everybody supports the Hibs a wee bit, you know. Hello, good morning from the Philippines. We love you in the Philippines, Nathy. Lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo. Scotty, don't listen to the haters. You're doing a broad job. Absolutely broad. David, I thank you. You're very, very kind. And I think we're all doing a broad job. The haters are poor souls with a tiny, tiny IQ. Maybe one of an IQ. And they've probably used that up on here tonight, you know. So that's it. I always bum the beef olives, says Kareem. Kareem, are you not better to do them slowly in the oven? And I think Davy will help us here. Davy, I seem to remember beef olives in the Pyrex dish, covered, done very slowly in the oven, covered with a bit of greaseproof paper, I think. I don't know. You need to watch that. I don't know about the fire risk here, what's going on. And they were tied round the top of the bowl, and they just sort of diddled away in the oven. And then you took them out, and they were perfect in their own juice. Am I right, Davy? Am I right? Lee Bandoni, what have you done? Right. Lee Bandoni, I've got to give this man a telling off. He's the most generous man on the planet. He's sent me an absolute fortune in Santa's elves live on the TikTok. He's now gone on to the YouTube and sent me, I would imagine it's £10. You know, it's almost Christmas, but Lee, you've done this before. You're very generous. I do worry that you might bankrupt yourself. You know, that's the whole thing. Fantastic. So the beef olives. So how do we do the beef olives, guys? What do we got here? Hi, Scotty. What a cold week. What's the answer to the riddle about the eyes having a cold nose? Chris, I'll give the answer before the end of the program. Make sure you remind me. I think that's very, very important. Lee, thank you so much. Excellent, Lee. Every little helps. It does. And it allows us to do things for the program. But Lee, you've been so, so, so very kind. Thank you. So there we are. These are the lovely, lovely people. Just love you, Scotty. Get them tell Shaz. Absolutely. We will tell them. They might not like it, but we'll tell them. Yes, says Ross. Yes, Ross. Fantastic stuff. Good evening from Newcastle, Susan. We love having you on from Newcastle, lass. One lass, Susan. She's just joined us from Newcastle, like, eh? Fantastic. Dollar Academy is in Fife. Dollar Academy is in Fife. Right. I was just trying to think. So you're out of Stirlingshire. When do you get out of Stirlingshire? Yes, indeed. So is Alloa in Fife. The Hill Foots. Does Fife start at the Hill Foots? Lee, thank you so much for that. That is so beautiful. There we are. Hello from Germany. A Maximus. Nicht Deutsch sprechen, ich bin ein Ausländer, nicht verstehen. Yes, indeed, but lovely to have you with us. You're looking rather dapper today, Scotty. Oh, one has to make an effort. You can't not make an effort. Evening, Scotty, how are you? It's Watty's sister. I told my brother Chris you were asking for him. Great, Margie. That is so, so good of you. Thank you. And what about Chrissy's boy? Is he okay? Please tell him I'm asking for him as well. What a nice lad. What a lovely family. There we are. And yes, we miss Uncle Peter. No doubt about it. Now, who else have we got? Guys, get to the telephones as soon as you can. We've got a lot to get through tonight and so little time to do it in. This is always the challenge for McCLUE. I say to you. Now, we'll open the telephones up. I think we could all do with a call from Karim. There we are. David says, correct, you're right, Scotty. Ignore them. Absolutely, David. So we're all right for the beef olives there. The casserole lid. Yes, Shaz. Now you are talking. Now, we've had this argument over the years, but is there meat in stovies? Some people say yes. A lot of people say no. The stovies are potatoes and onions and, fried up, mashed up, all the rest of it. And that's your stovies. So there are no meat in them. But other people go, oh, there's meat, there's a bit of sausage in it, Scotty. All that sort of carry on. I can't get through. Of course you can't get through, Kareem. We haven't opened the lines. Guys, we're going to get a call from the wonderful Kareem. We're opening the lines up. Kareem, the lines are now officially open. If you would like to try your hand, you may well get through if you're very quick. There we are. Fantastic. You're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that? DINKY-DOO, Kareem. It's a proper formality. You see, I have to ask who's that.
No, it's all Scotty, because there's always people that can and always do jump in front, manage to get
try and jump in front. So if I go on, I go, oh, hello, Kareem. There's no Kareem, Scotty.
It's Mr. Martin.
Mr. Martin, absolutely. How are you, my dear fellow? How is the long COVID?
I've been really tired the last 3 days, Scotty. I've not really left the house much at all. Even to walk the dogs around the block, I've just been really
fatigued.
Tired, so.
Yeah.
However, spirits, try to keep them high.
Keep your spirits up, Kareem, because that's part of it. We will deal with it. And I'm sure it's all part of this pandemic thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. One thing that's annoying me about it, Scotty, is when you tell people about it, a lot of people don't take it serious.
No, they poo-poo you. They're the same with is it osteomyelitis? What's the one that used to be called the sleepy sickness? Fibromyelitis, I think it's called, or fibromyelitis. Can't remember. But people were going, away you go, you're just heart lazy. Things like that, you know. And this is a Scottish thing, Kareem, because in the days when people didn't live quite so long, there was a lot of smoking and drinking, and people didn't live quite so long. And, you know, people saying, oh, Jimmy's away. Jimmy was a good age, 58, 59, that kind of thing. A lot of nonsense. And when people took a heart turn, you know, they used to, he said a wee lazy turn, he's in his bed.
Yeah.
You know, and people that had been in the Second World War, you never heard of post-traumatic stress disorder. As Prince Philip said, we didn't get counselling every time something went bang. And, you know, they would have a lot of trauma and not realise it. And people took the mickey as well. Said, oh, he came back, he was a prisoner of war in Japan, and he came back, been in one of these camps, and he kind of took to his bed, you know, he was heart lazy. And it was a dreadful thing to say, because the person was probably very, very stressed, you know.
I think it's a lack of education. People weren't brought up, people weren't educated, people didn't know, and the world's moving on.
Yes.
But I'm not to go into detail about it, Scotty, but like my doctor centre, there's only 2 doctors, and we've got a new doctor, and I'll be requesting the other doctor, let's put it that way, because I just find not much information, not taking it serious, and it's, you know, it's been a telephone call as well, you know, a lot of doctors, and I can understand why they're doing that, but at times you need to go in, you need to get a test, and I'm more than happy to get referred to hospital to take it further if need be.
Well, I told you I had terrific hiccups, and I phoned them up, and they said you need a fright, so I had a look at the gas bill.
Listen, don't get me started with the gas.
Oh my goodness me, the gas! Well, I mean, what a carry on. And of course, Kareem, it's not just incompetence, it's all meant. And the thing is that they're ignoring the elephant in the room, which of course is Brexit. You know?
Absolutely. Well, I think as long as there's people that are continually speaking and reminding that, you can try and blame it on Ukraine war, you can blame it on the pandemic, you can blame it on whatever you want. There's always going to be something to blame.
Yes.
At the end of the day, Brexit is the killer, and it's everywhere else is moving forward apart from the UK.
That's what's done us in, and the UK bottom of the heap. Somebody was saying, we did a quick pop-up this morning, and somebody was saying, you know, we'll be doing a Band-Aid concert for the UK next.
Well, I think I get angry, Scotty, as you know, because I talk about people, and I'm quite pleased. I'm not, you know, the most important vote is not a poll, but the last few polls, as you're aware, I think it's been the last 4, there has been a majority for independence now within Scotland. But to me, I think, I've said this to you before, Scotty, people here in Scotland want to and always like to learn things the hard way. And you think within the last 2 weeks, with this type of weather that we have had, you know, the amount of people that are not being able to heat their homes, you know, that are shivering, there's elderly, there's disabled, and people vote for poverty. This is what I can't get my head around, that we are an energy-rich country, we produce more than what we need, we give it down to Westminster, and then we need to buy it back about quadruple the price.
Well, we need to suspend the green thing, because a bit of fossil fuel, a few cow farts, a few diesel cars will make absolutely zero difference to carbon footprints. Because that's not what's doing it. It's the Earth's heating up anyway, so there is global warming, but these excuses to charge you money and take away your rights to pay for green energy, ridiculous piece of nonsense.
Scotland, I think in Scotland, England, we don't even need to do that because we have everything. We
Yes.
more than enough with the renewables. There was some interesting facts.
So we should have a Scottish company controlled by the government selling the power, the wind and wave power, directly to the people.
Yeah. Well, the resources, as you know, and this is for a discussion for another day, Scotty, but a lot of the resources, let's leave it Westminster, England out, but the resources from the rest of the countries go down to England. And when I never knew this, but by about 2030, in the future, it's not going to be gold that's going to be worth whatever it's worth. It's water, fresh water.
Yes.
Because as the world gets more and more population-wise, when you look at it, England does not have really any resources apart from coal.
Well, that's why they don't want Scotland to go. You know, because we are the cash cow, we are the investment. We always have been. That's why they wanted it in 1707. We had to devalue our pound Scots. But let me tell you the kind of half-wit that's out there. I had one the other day from a nationalist site saying, I'm going to dump you, Scotty, because of all that stuff you talk about the royals. And I thought, so you're going to lose us independence because of your ignorance?
Yeah, I support the monarchy. I support the royals, and I know we spoke briefly about Harry and Meghan, and there are interesting things that are coming out of that documentary. But there's always two sides to a story, and I think with any family, there's always going to be bickering, and it doesn't matter who you are. There's always bickering on both sides.
But I'm quite impressed with the palace not really responding, because if they leave it, that will just die off. And although Harry and Meghan might be riding high at the moment with all the bitching, that will suddenly drop and people will say, yeah, we heard all that, we're no longer interested.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the palace should say anything because then it's going to cause more drama.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, the palace is there as an institution for greatness, set an example, and I think if they're going to get caught into every single little thing like that, it's going to be a laughing stock. You have to remember as well, the world is watching. The Americans absolutely love this stuff, to eat this all up. So, you know, I think setting morals, setting principles, keeping above it, not getting tit for tat, and I think they are doing the right thing by just getting on with it.
Absolutely. Karim, a joy as ever.
Well, Scotty, can I leave you this one thing?
Go on.
I won't discuss it with you, but I'll leave it, and maybe your next callers or people that are in the chats. At the moment, we know Christmas is approaching, and it's the season of goodwill and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
However, there's a lot of stuff now within the supermarkets now that we are not allowed to say gingerbread men because it will offend people. It's a gingerbread.
Now, sorry, I need to find out who's going to be offended by gingerbread men.
Yeah.
That's what we need to find out. What we need to do is call these people out into a public arena and say, if you are offended, you need to come out, say who you are, what you represent, what your beef actually is, and we will send it to our equality standards who will make a decision. And it might not be a woke decision. We might say, no, gingerbread men is absolutely fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see?
I just think it's going politically mad. I really do.
Yeah, well, of course it has. But, I mean, we have to watch that agenda because that's there distracting people from what's really going on.
What is going on? But I'll leave that with you.
I've done a video tonight for you, Karim. I've done a video on TikTok and on YouTube. And the video says, where am I from? Where am I really from?
Right.
So have a look at that. Hey, Dinky-Doo la.
Thanks, Scotty.
Speak soon. Bless you. What a top man. That's our Karim. Wonderful. Alloa is in Clackmannanshire. We knew that. And thank you. You're live with Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
You're right, Scotty, mate. It's Excalibur's brother here.
Who is it? Sorry?
Excalibur's brother.
Excalibur's brother, lovely to hear from you. What's your first name?
Pardon?
What's your first name?
Oh, folk.
Folk.
Yeah.
Right, Folk. Yes, absolutely.
How are you today?
Very well. Better for hearing you.
Oh, that's good, mate. What a day today, eh?
What a day, Excalibur's brother. But so lovely to hear you, I can tell you. So there we are. To the telephones, guys, quickly as possible. Margie, I'm so sorry to hear that. Lee Banderney, what can we say about your kindness? Absolutely outstanding. Now then, solutions abound to all problems. We've got this H7 Polo. We have indeed. You're live in Scottish Fun, and who's that? Ah, fantastic. So there we are. How tremendous is that? The loonies are out, guys. There we are, Nuttles Night. Scotty, all the best from Elaine and Mark in Wishaw. Mark G, lovely to hear from you. Good call as usual from Kareem. Absolutely. There we are. Fantastic. That's what it's all about, I say to you. Right. It's always a good call, Susan. You're quite right. Cheers, says our wonderful H7 Polo. Lee Bandoni, what can I say about your tremendous kindness tonight? Not just on the TikTok, but also on the YouTube. Hello, you're live with Scottish Fun In. Who's that? Hello? Do you speak? You don't speak. No problem at all. Right, there we are. Guys, only phone if you've got something to say. It's very good. The idiots are attracted to phoning in and trying it on and giggling and laughing and all that stuff, but it's a waste of your time, and it's certainly a waste of the nation's time. And we don't have a lot of time. Evening, Scotty, I hope you're well. Elaine, how lovely of you to say that. Collar's a bit light on his loafers there. Oh, I think so. Thank you for my confetti, Lee. Oh, busy tonight. You're live with Scottish Fun In. Who's that?
All right, Scotty, mate, it's Ryan.
Ryan, how are we doing? Are we dinky-doo?
I am DINKY-DOO.
Fantastic. There we are. Now, there we go. SNP's cutting £25 of cold weather payments. I don't know about that. It's a disgrace. £50 a year. You're live with Scottish Fun In. Who's that? Ha-ha.
Aha, Scotty, I fooled you.
Yeah. Oh, you fooled us all.
I should go and Ben and tell her.
Here's somebody saying, don't blame Brexit, Scotty. King of Ink, what world are you living in? Of course you blame Brexit. Yes.
Scotty, anybody ever tell you you're a conversation killer?
How? What's happened now?
I've just come on and you're talking about people that's talking in the chat, wouldn't they?
Well, of course, because we need to keep the chat windy. These people need to get talked about as well. It's not all about you. You're a conversation killer. You phoned and stopped the chat.
No, but listen, I phoned in and I'm like, I fooled you.
Aye, all that stuff, and then I went on and read here. Wait, listen to this. Traditional stovies were meatless, but made with beef dripping. Mutton was the first meat added, says Shaz. So stovies do have meat. How are you getting on? Are you doing okay for your age? Eh? Are you doing okay for your age?
I'm doing marvellous, Scotty. I thought I'd say that for a change.
I think you should, because you're an awful man for moaning.
Well, I'm on for a moan.
You're on for a moan?
Yeah.
Right, what's wrong?
Kareem's talking bash.
In what way?
He says one day water will be more valuable than gold. Well, nonsense. Water's never been as valuable as gold is.
Well, I know you're not a big water drinker.
Scotty, don't interrupt me. This earth has existed a lot longer than water has. Gold has existed a lot longer than water has.
I don't think I've ever heard so much nonsense in my life.
Professor, no
We've got to interrupt you if you're talking nonsense.
I'm not talking nonsense.
What are you going on about the water? The water was there. The water's always been there. Otherwise, how would we have survived?
We weren't around when they formed the gold and the minerals.
Yes.
Scotty.
Yes.
Are you there? Now think about it. The earth that they formed, right, before it could accommodate the water.
Right.
Now, when the earth formed, gold formed in the earth's minerals, right?
Yes.
That's why you dig for it. And because it's been deemed more valuable
Yes.
than water since the day God put it on this earth,
Yes.
it'll always be, because the thing is, if the most valuable things in this world was water and gold, right, what are you going to swap your water for?
I think you're going to put us to sleep, numpty head.
Right, now listen, I've got one more point.
Right, just the last one, for goodness sake.
And it's about the postman, Scott.
The postman, go on.
Right, I knew you'd be interested in this one. Well, I'll tell you this, Scotty, I think we should stop giving the postman the Christmas tips, because they think they can afford to take strike action during
Yes.
the Christmas period, because we cover their wages that they lose in their Christmas.
No, but listen. The post is, no, listen, these people, the public need to get behind the strikers. The public need to get behind the strikers. You need to show your support.
I do by getting a tenner and the Christmas kid for him, because he's a very busy man when he comes to my door. Well, my wares, my debt collector wares, my parking fines, you know, the very trees I've cut down just to inform you all the money.
The money, you're a very generous man.
Terrible.
Now,
Right, anyway, I've said my piece, so you gotta let me go now.
you stick out your tongue and say ta-ta.
No.
Da. There he goes. That's it. That's your numpty head. We have the resources. Well, we need to get free first, says John. The Macron report states this, says John. Absolutely. Of course it does, John. The Macron report, they had to hush it up. Well said, Scotty. Absolutely. Follow us as soon as you can. You're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Hi, Scotty, it's Jonathan.
Jonathan, how lovely to hear from you. Jonathan, I'm so sorry. You called last week and we just had such a bad line.
Yeah, I do apologise. That's the unfortunate thing. You're travelling around.
No, not your fault at all. Now, Jonathan, just for the nation, you are an entrepreneur. Is that right? An entrepreneur. And that's somebody that makes their own way in the world and does well. And I seem to remember you telling me that you now had several residencies worldwide. And the last time we spoke, you were driving a car worth £160,000.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And are you still on top of your game?
Always. You make your own destiny in life. And if you don't have these things, we live in the most fantastic country in the world. Opportunity every day awaits.
Now, Jonathan, when you say the most fantastic country, are you talking about Scotland, England, Northern Ireland, or Wales?
Well, it's always collectively together. I've got interest in each of these countries. And
so are you a supporter of the United Kingdom?
Indeed, yes. We need, to be honest, the problem with Scotland is there's too many lazy people.
Yes.
100 years ago, we had fantastic innovations. The country was doing fantastically. Now we're a bunch of universal credit claiming lower class beggars, and we need to change that. We've got to stop putting the hand out and start getting up in the morning and doing a bit of work. If I can do it, you can do it.
Have you always been a kind of 6 in the morning man?
Obviously, we're blessed to be up at that time in the morning. We're blessed to be alive.
And are you still dawdling about around midnight the next night?
Oh, it's not
always, we should, every minute of every day, we should embrace.
So you get by on about 5 or 6 hours sleep?
Yeah. I mean, why would you need longer?
Absolutely. No.
How you lie in your bed? Other countries, there's people sitting there, without anything, we talk about power here, electricity. The thing is that with people here, they get everything for nothing. If you're in India right now, you'd be begging to, you'd be scrubbing your shoes, you'd be doing, a multitude of jobs. The difference is these people do it. Unfortunately, we've got a lot of strikes right now, as you know. And, I'd be calling everybody up in Universal Credit and have them out there sweeping streets. I'd have them, delivering parcels. I would make them earn their keep because basically, I don't say I own these people. Essentially, at the end of the day, I'm paying for them. But I should be a judgment and be allowed to decide what they're doing. And, I don't want to drive past these schemes and they're all sitting there, drinking hot chocolate, watching satellite television. They should be out there just literally, delivering post up at 5 a.m. Doesn't matter if it's frosty. It's just get out there, get some gloves on, a woolly hat, and do your bit for your country. Because, to be honest, I'm actually sick of paying for these people. It's becoming laughable.
Well, I can see where you're coming from, Jonathan, in that, I mean, I'm a 5 morning guy, and I'm off out to work every day, and have been since I was 12.
Exactly. I think people don't do should be ashamed of themselves.
I wonder if we need to change employment law so that youngsters can start getting proper jobs. I mean, I had quite a responsible job for a 12-year-old. Okay, it was a Saturday and a holiday job, but it was quite responsible. So there was no nonsense.
Exactly. I started 8 years old.
Wow. And were you like me, Jonathan? You found that you got a bit more pocket money than you would have got at home.
Well, yeah, I looked out and, I seen the opportunity. I'd a paper round, I delivered cards, I cut grass, I done whatever it took. At the end of the day, people say to me, oh, you're very lucky to have that. And I say, no, I worked for it.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. We can all do it. Everybody's given the same amount of time in a day. But an awful lot of people right now that have just sat about, watching telly, moaning about how bad the country is.
So do you think the Scots have gone into a lazy mode?
It's a disaster. It's a disaster. I would, we need to, I don't know if we bring back something like national service and have, anybody that's 18 plus, doing 2 years of maybe, understanding how life should be, how you contribute to yourself, to your family, and to your country. Don't have them out there drinking and taking drugs and all that kind of stuff. This is the problem. There's too many people giving too much money, and as I say, I'm sick of paying it. I would like a nicer car. I'm paying huge amounts of tax for these people, so it gets pretty frustrating.
Absolutely, and I think also, I mean, there's no better sight. Harry Lauder, you think it was, used to say, there's no better sight than a Scotsman on the meek.
Oh, exactly. I think that everybody, these people don't understand how lucky they are. To wake up, I heard somebody, I was in a supermarket and they said, oh, I can't afford these cigarettes. I said, you shouldn't be allowed to have cigarettes. Maybe I would have maybe some sort of system where if you're on universal credit, you can't smoke, you can't drink, you can't buy like satellite telly, you can't have these luxuries. I don't need luxuries, they just cost me more money in tax than NHS, but you can't have these things.
Well, I think that might be coming, Jonathan, because there's murmurs about bringing in digital currency, and that would give the currency people some sort of control over ordinary people's money.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, we need it. You look at some people, and I don't know if it's due to the internet, but people just seem to get a bit more just stupid, essentially. They can't make decisions for themselves.
Well, I'll tell you what we need to put a stop to. I don't know if you've ever heard of this auditing business. I think it's an English thing. And it's just kind of unemployed layabouts going about for a certain internet provider, and they're cheeking up to the police.
Yeah, these people, they contribute nothing. you want to, you take advantage of the lax laws we've got in this country.
And I think we need to tighten the law. We need to have total respect for the police. We need to bring back the birch for these people.
Well, completely, what I would do is I would take the camera off them, turn it round on them.
First thing you do, take the camera off them, you turn it round, and you say, don't speak back to me. They have to, the onus is on them. And if they cheek up to a policeman, that policeman gets the full backing of the Police Federation to take that person, run them through the court, and give them a jail sentence.
Exactly. I would maybe just give them 10 lashings there and then, and say, this is for your audience.
Yes.
And you want to show your audiences. Let's see how you like it when the police officers have got a tough enough job as it is.
Yes.
And these idiots. Again,
so bring out the cat of nine tails and actually do it on the internet provider.
Exactly. They should be demonetized. They should not be allowed any money at all from MD. And they should just shut the channels down because they're just parasites.
Yes.
That's what they are.
Yes.
People who watch them and support them.
No. These are half-wits. You should never, ever, ever support half-witted people like that.
Exactly.
Shocking. And as for their human rights, they've forfeited them by cheeking up to our police.
Exactly. The police, I've now seen them take on sort of private businesses. Businesses that are working hard, employing people, and they're having a tough time due to the recession. And they're out there with these cameras in their faces saying, that tile there's cracked, and the fence needs a new bit of fence, and just abusing.
Well, I think what we need to do is that there should be a police unit for them, an anti-auditor police unit, and get them all in the slammer, or as you say, get the cat of nine tails out. Cat's out the bag. That's where that came from. Jonathan, I'm going to have to dash. What a joy to hear from you, though. It's always an interesting call.
No problem. Have a fantastic evening.
And you, sir, and Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. That's our Jonathan. Jonathan is a very, very wealthy entrepreneur, and I know it won't be everybody's cup of tea. Chelsea says, how do I ring? Chelsea, you ring on 01416289795. You're live with Scottish Fun In. Who's that? Hello? Not able to work the equipment, I think, some people. I was just thinking about you earlier on. Stranger Things, thank you. The cost of living is fake in Scotland, I heard. Yes, I wouldn't be surprised. This guy's talking posh. There we are, very posh. Hello from Ohio, says Sunny. You're live with Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
Hello, Dinky-Doo, Scotty. How you doing, mate?
How are you doing? Who's that?
This is Cornelius from Glasgow.
Cornelius from Glasgow.
I like kids.
Yes, Cornelius, and you're a family man. Right. Very good, Cornelius. Scotty, you're a legend. John Robertson, lovely to hear from you. Tories are thieves. Scotland needs a way, says Nadia. I am present. Scotty, are you okay? Your eyes are red. Yeah, don't worry about that. It's psoriasis. I've had it for a long time. Only programs that showed beggars was English programs. I couldn't find any in Scotland. Well, there you have it. How can I phone in? John, you just pick up your phone and you give us a call 0141 628 9795. I'm up at 5 and start at 7. Absolutely, Nadia. Yes, indeed. You're live with Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
Oh, right. I'd like to keep her honest, but all these wee kids thinking it's funny and just trying to ruin everyone's evening. It's not funny, and they need to get a grip.
Absolutely. Top man. What a super thing. That was a young person talking sense. You're live with Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
Hi, Scotty. It's John Cameron, your old friend and long time.
John, how lovely to hear from you. And Dinky-Doo. Better for hearing you. This is fantastic. My eyes are red, but that's the psoriasis.
I've got something on my mind, and my brother is bamboos on me.
Right.
He's a flat earther.
Right, okay.
Can you give me your opinion? Is
Well,
the Earth
it's
flat?
interesting. I was convinced that the world was round, and everybody poo-poos things. But if you think about it, if the world's round, how come the oceans don't fall off?
That has convinced me. I'm a fan of a flat Earth, that's correct.
Yes, and it's very, very big, and obviously it does join up. So you don't circumnavigate the world, you would go across the world.
And you say to me the Arctic Circle, you can't go by it, you can't fly over it. Why not? You get told by governments you can't. He says other things beyond that. What do you think?
Well, maybe yes, it is flat. You see, I think there are a lot of these so-called conspiracies are actually becoming the truth.
Conspiracy theory, that's what it is.
They're becoming the truth.
Overthinking.
Yeah, it's overthinking, but then on the other hand, it's a possibility the Earth is actually flat. Somebody was on recently saying, no, it actually is. And you see, until we prove otherwise, so we've had that the Earth is round, but who came up with that?
Well, it's a new thing, but when the guy landed on the moon, see the person says the first man on the moon, who took the camera? Was the cameraman?
Well, that's right. And the other thing I have to say to you, it's like when you're climbing Everest and the camera's up at the top just to welcome you,
The camera climbed on himself.
That's like the guy that says, he was carrying a television set and he says, I shut myself away for 70 years to invent this. And then when I appear, you tell me it's been done.
I can't get a signal on my phone and like kind of bells down or whatever, but this guy can phone on a landline to them.
I know, absolutely. And do you know what the first words were when they saw the moon?
Houston, I'm not here within the television studio.
They actually said, no way could a cow jump over that. Lovely to hear you, John.
So another thing.
Yes.
What have you got me for Christmas?
Oh, I've got your lovely things here, because you'll have to wait till Santa comes. Dinky-Doo. That's our John. Fantastic stuff. Now, who have we got here? You're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
There's a voice.
You're a what did you say? There we are. Now, what have we got here? I wake up about 5:30. It's a pain, but I strive. Good one, Ohio Mixer. Sorry, but I work like a demon and always have. Good one, Nadia. My husband is the same as our grown children too. Yes, indeed. The guy would see you in the gutter before they'd help you, says John. You're live in Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
Oh, Scotty, this is Roman.
Roman, how lovely to hear you. There we are, fantastic. Crypto is the future, carbon credits. There we are. Now then, John, I bet he's hating the Ross is striking too. He's just looking for a reaction. He's not getting it. Yes. Oh, I always get a reaction here. There's people who go camera in hand looking for action. Imagine calling Scotland lazy. Well, Nadia, that's what he says. You're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that? Hey! There we are. A dafty. There we have it. Now, who have we got here? Get Jonathan off. Let's not lie, though some popo are up. I don't know what that's going on, Nadia. Naughty, naughty language on Scottish Show. There we are. 90% of the police are worse than you. So, J.D. Donnelly, you don't know 90% of the police unless you're a very naughty boy. You're live with Scottish Phone In. Who's that? There we are. An e-collar. There we have it. We like e-collars. Get him off, says Sully. Of course, he'll be a Tory voter. Well, we don't know that, Nadia, you see. You mustn't assume everybody's got your lifestyle. There we have it. What about Glamorgan? What about Glamorgan, I say to you? Yes, fantastic, beautiful singing in Glamorgan. There we are. Now, who have we got here? Nadia, you got a mention, says John. Yes, absolutely. If you just joined us, Dinky-Doo, you're watching Scottie McClue. Classic Gravity. Well, Timothy, we don't know about that. Jump Up, what happened? Classic Scotty with no clue. Now, Adam, what kind of half-witted idiot would ever say Scottie McClue had no clue? You would need to be a total half-wit with an IQ of less than 1. So I'm going to let you off this time, but what a silly, silly thing to say. There we have it. Now, you're live with Scottish Fun In. Who's that?
DINKY-DOO, John Cameron again. You cut me off.
John, yes, sorry about that. We didn't. I said, are you there, John? And you never responded. I thought you'd gone.
Dad jokes. How do you think about dad jokes?
Dad jokes. Oh, my goodness me. I went into the doctor and I said, can you help me out? He said, which way did you come in?
I was at the pub last night and there was a weasel and we were having a bar with it. The barber said, what are you drinking? He went, pop, and then pop goes the weasel.
Pop goes the weasel. Absolutely. I went into.
And somebody put these over my face. I'm like, what the hell, man?
Oh, I walked into a bar and I went, it was an iron bar.
I see men going to a pub. There's 2 ducks. Oh, sorry, bad joke.
Right, here, what about this one?
What do you call that reaction tag? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, my goodness me. Right, no, what about this one? Go on. Jonathan, lovely to hear from you. Dinky-Doo. Dinky-Doo-la. Ta-ra-la. So there we have it. Who have we got here? Guys, look at the time. I can't believe it. Now, I need about 20 to 30 followers, and I need them right now. I want to thank beautiful people tonight. I want to thank Lee Bandoni for his kindness and sending me all these beautiful TikTok gifts, plus a tenner on YouTube, tapping the dollar at the bottom. So much appreciated, I say to you. Now, who have we got here? Beef Wellington. Interesting. Hang on a bit, guys. I'll just get shot of this one. That's that. Fantastic. The earth is a spinning ball, says Mr. Martin. How do you know, Mr. Martin? Milo Gormley, hashtag Team Harry and Meghan. I like at least 8 hours, says H7 Opolo. He likes 8 hours of kip. Fantastic. Thank you again to water is easy. You just need hydrogen, oxygen, and electricity. Let there be water. Indeed. Back to the telephones. You're live with Scottish Fun In. Who's that?
If this is a phone, and why are the phone lines so quiet?
The phone lines are quiet. They haven't stopped ringing all night. You're lucky you get through.
You've been cutting them off?
I have. I've been cutting them off. There we are. Off he goes. Now then, who have we got here? Join us as soon as you can. Thank you, JC. Excellent. Guys, followers. If you're watching right now on TikTok, get following. If you're watching on YouTube, the world's best kept secret, then subscribe and tap the bell. Please, I know you get asked that all the time, but it's important in this case. I can tell you. Now, who have we got here? You're live with Scottish Fun In. Who's that?
Oh, Scotty, this is Cream from Ohio.
From Ohio. We love you in Ohio. A Scottishman from Ohio. Very Scottish Ohioan. There we are. Dinky-Doo. Follow us as soon as you can. Alan, thank you so much. What a lovely thing to do. There we are. Fantastic. Following Scottie McClue. Another 20 followers, please. And we need them right now. Okay. So don't hang about, guys. We've only got another minute or two. What goes round the world but is always in the corner? I don't know. Scotty, I love you. I thank you very much. You're very kind. So Dinky-Doo. Now, who else have we got here? We can maybe take one call before we go. 0141 628 9795. A very, very, very busy show tonight. Tremendous. Now, H7 Apollo likes 8 hours sleep. Very, very interesting. Neil says, Cornelius is my actual name. Are you on at Christmas, Scotty? Oh, Mr. Martin, it wouldn't be Christmas without Scottie McCLUE, I tell you. There we go. You're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Hi, Scotty.
Hello.
Hi, I've got a question for you.
A question, go on.
What's your favourite football team?
My favourite football team? Oh, I've got so many. I wouldn't know where to start, I tell you. There we are, Dinky-Doo. Who have we got here? Join us as soon as you possibly can, guys. Very busy. I need some more followers. Another 10, please. Another 10, another 15. That kind of thing. Tremendous tonight. Very, very busy, though. Where are you from, says Ryan? I'm from TikTok and YouTube. Now, Tom has sent me 7 Santa's elves. Thank you. Or elves. I've got 5,200 likes, guys. There we are. How old are you? I'm over 2 million. I'm a time traveller. You're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Right, Scotty. Just a quick shout out, mate. I love you, and please come to Greenock.
You're a very, very kind man. What a nice thing to say. There we have it. Now, McCLUE, get rid of this Duddle. Ruben, we'll have to start with you. Do you like rugby? It's a very nice part of the world. It's a lovely town. I know Rugby Midland, and I know Rugby School. Who have we got here? I used to play rugby. You're live with Scottish Fun in. Who's that?
Hello, shout out to Charlie, Ben, and Jake.
Shout out to Charlie and all these people. Fantastic. Are you from Aberdeen? I'm not from Aberdeen. Otherwise, I want to speak like that. I'd be speaking of Doric, of course. Fantastic. Scotty, can you remember me? Bertha. Of course we can, Bertha. Thank you so much. What lovely, lovely people. There we have it. Busy tonight. We're going to have to dash soon, though. You're live with Scottish Funny, and who's that?
Hello, Scotty. How are you doing today? I just want to say I love you so much.
You're very, very kind. We thank you. Now, there we have it. Right, guys, we're going to have to dash. What a wonderful, wonderful evening tonight. Footman Neeps. I'm from the English border, Blackpool. I love Blackpool. William Cross. I used to spend my Saturday night visiting Blackpool. You're live with Scottish Funny, and who's that?
Scotty, I'll just want to say I love you.
You're a very kind person. Right, that's enough of all that. There we are. We'll have to say Dinky-Doo to all the colours because we're going to have to dash. And Dinky-Doo to you, I say. Fantastic. We're losing our beautiful, beautiful TikTokers. They've had to go because we just get under the hour. And to our lovely, lovely YouTubers, the same to you. I hope you've had a lovely, lovely program tonight. I've certainly enjoyed being with you. This is Scottie McCLUE saying Dinky-Doo to every single one of you. Take great care of yourselves and stay fabulous. Stick out your tongues and say ta-ta. Bye-bye.